Hi everyone and welcome to Thank Card. It's Friday. Today we'll be making a interactive card. This card here is got a middle section where the little butterfly spins, and both sides have a little butterfly that I have put crystal effects on, and I have used dental floss to create this spinning card in the middle. So I'm going to give you the measurements as we go along. And this one's just my first attempt, and now I'm going to make a second attempt, and I'm going to be using crumb cake, primrose petal colour cardstock, and the Fanfare paper designer series. So with a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, this piece of cardstock here is 12 inches by 5 7/8. Now you score at 4 1/8, 7 1/4, and 10 1/4 of inch. Now you do need another piece of cardstock, and this is 4 by 5 7/8. Okay, so pretty much all you've got to do is fold your cardstock where it's been folded. Now this section here is the middle section where we will be punching holes to get that spinner section here. Alright, so what I would recommend is grabbing the 1 3/4 punch. Right, so what I would recommend doing first is grabbing the punch and sliding it down as far as you can, and then giving it a punch. Now to match the exact measurement, I fold my piece of cardstock so I can see where I'm going to place my punch by holding it upside down and just going over the exact circle. So therefore I know that's going to match either way. Now to get the scallop around the circle, what I do is I punch with my 1 3/4 punch first, then I grab my 2 3/8 scallop, get it in the center, and that way it's easier for me to find the center. So I'm going to need 2 of these. So you just pretty much repeat the same process again. Alright, so this is going to be the ring around this image here. Now this circle here in the middle, it's a 1 3/8 circle punch, and I'll be using the same color pink primrose cardstock, and just needing 2 of those, and I've already punched out 2. There you go. So I'm going to be using the blue ribbon stamp set today, and with this happy birthday I'm going to mount that up on my cardstock, on my block, and this one measures. Alright, so turning over your base, what I strongly recommend doing is adhering using red sticky strip, and now I put 2 rows for the dental floss, where the dental floss is going to go. So just grabbing any dental floss, doesn't matter. I adhere that as much to the center where I see center as possible, and then I put a strip along the side, and then I bring this in and just fold it, and that way I know it's all secure. So this is where what it looks like so far. Now I've adhered also 2 sticky strips on the smallest part of the cardstock, because that's where we're bringing in this extra piece, and this is the 4 7/8. So I'm just taking that off and just lining that up and pressing it down. So that way because it is an interactive card, it's not going to budge at all. So there is the actual frame of this cardstock. Okay, so let's start doing all the bits and pieces. So I've got my primrose petal 1 3/8 punch outs, and I'm going to adhere the happy birthday that's been stamped using the blue ribbon. Now I would recommend using sticky strip again. I've taken the backings off these, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up and line it up in the middle and pressing that down. Now I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to line this up to be as exact as possible, like that. Now that will automatically, once you've turned it a couple of times, it will keep spinning. Okay, then I would trim. My snips need a little bit of a sharpening. Might use my, I think because it's the dental floss, it's a little bit slippery. Okay, so that's the inside. What I would recommend then is grabbing your white gel pen, putting your dots, and then also putting glossy crystal effects or a gloss type of effect on there. Alright, so I've used the Fanfare Designer Series paper, and I'm using this Primrose wash type of paper. I think it's such a beautiful paper. So I'm going to adhere this down to Primrose Petal cardstock. Alright, so what you need to do is you need to get 3 strips of 3/4 inch cardstock. I'm using crumb cake, so I put 1 strip down. Now all I've done to create this bow is make a circle. I've used sticky strip, it becomes one of your best friends, and then I press it in the middle to get this bow. Now to make it a little bit rounder on the edges, I've just gotten my white gel pen and just made it a little bit more round on here. Alright, so the back of this bow, I've got my 3rd piece of crumb cake cardstock. I'll wrap that around, and I'm sticking another piece of sticky strip on that, and now I'm just trimming off the cardstock that I do not need and folding that over like that. And so that's how you get a bow using your cardstock. Okay, so again I would use sticky strip as much as you can. With anything that requires more work, needs to be sturdy, I absolutely love my sticky. Okay, so I'm just taking the sticky strip off that, and I'm going to place that around the center there. And again, if you want to grab your pen and making that bow zhuzhed up a little bit so it's 3D like that, very dimensional, and adhering that down. Finding the best adhesive to use is some dimensionals, and just adhering that down to the card line. Alright, so I'm going to use the stamp Warmest Wishes on Your Birthday from the Blooming with Kindness. This is actually one of my favourite stamp sets to use because I love sentiments. So hopefully in the new catalogue that Stampin' Up brings, they bring out some more sentiments as well. So I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to use the ink, the Primrose Petal, to keep with this theme, and I'm going to place it in the centre top of the card. There. Now I'm not finished yet because I can't leave without putting any bling on this. Okay, so I'm going to use my pearls, and from the pearls, the string of pearls here, hopefully I've my nails have grown a little bit now, so I should be able to take them off. I'm just going to place that underneath the wording there, and then just grabbing my white gel pen that I was using, I'm going to put white dots all along the scallops of each scallop. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, using the same designer series paper, I'm actually going to adhere a strip on the inside right along the edge like that. Let's trim it on the other side. And that is my Thank Card It's Friday. Well, I hope you have a lovely weekend, and thanks for watching Thank Card It's Friday. Don't forget to share and like my Facebook page or my blog or even this YouTube tutorial. Alright, have a great weekend.